Hey guys, it's Deena, your mindset evolutionary here at FlyNubianQueen.com, the network for melanated women just like you and me. Hit that subscribe button, everybody. Please give us the thumbs up, the like, share this video. We are going to discuss mindset evolutionary Rihanna, who is killing the game out here with her Savage X Fenty. You know what? I'm kind of new to the game. I'm a little late on it. I'm going to admit that. I see the ads and stuff, but I haven't been keeping up until I saw this article. Oh my God. I'm so happy for her. Like, I can't even express how excited I am for Rihanna. This is huge. She is killing Victoria's Secret's business. And it's due to her unique approach from an artist and also from a Black woman, to go out and create really amazing, fun, unique types of undergarments, lingerie, athleisure wear for women of all shapes and sizes. So she kind of just recently, there was an article that came out a couple days ago, and let's touch on that. Keep giving us the thumbs up. Keep giving us the thumbs up here. Let's see. So the title, I put the link in here as well, is Rihanna Killed Victoria's Secret's Fashion Show Business by a Black young lady named Kori, Kori, Hale, Ale. She's a contributor on Forbes, the personal finance section. And just to give you a little bit of background on Miss Kori, she's the CEO of Culture Banks, and she covers the intersection of business, technology, and innovation for minorities. And she was raised in investment banking while working at UBS internationally and Goldman Sachs. So this lady kind of knows her stuff. It looks like she has a great background. This was published yesterday on Forbes. And let's get into her article a little bit. So, hip hip hooray for Rihanna. Happy holidays, right? Victoria's Secret's antiquated lingerie show of yesterday has finally decided to close up shop, and Rihanna's successful Savage X Fenty brand surely helped deal the final blow. The L brand's subsidiary, known for its angels strutting down a catwalk with wings and pink logo-heavy undergarments, has struggled to stay culturally relevant, whereas Rihanna's lingerie brand sits squarely at the center of business and culture in the 13.1 billion U.S. women's underwear sector, leaving Victoria's Secret hard-pressed to replicate this model. Yes, Riri. Yes, Riri. And you know, one of the reasons, the big reason that I am, what do you guys think? First of all, I would love to see some comments come in. I see John Jr. Hill just put one and said, greetings, the Soul Committee Alliance. Okay, he's doing some promo. Look, what do you guys think of this? Put your comments in. Riri, a Black woman. Now, she is from the Caribbean, etc., but she is a Black woman. She's one of our biggest and brightest entertainment stars, and she is a business mogul. She is beautiful, she's sexy, and she's also very, very astute in business. Like, Rihanna is doing some amazing things. Like, she has a finger on the pulse. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to see. Now, again, you know, I'm not always up on the latest and greatest things that are happening, but when this article came out, I took a look online. I was like, what is this Fenty X fashion show going? Like, what is it? I missed it. I didn't see it. So I watched a couple of clips, and let me tell you, this girl, her vision is so amazing. Like, I used to like watching the Victoria's Secret's, you know, their fashion runway show a long time ago, because I used to love to see Naomi Campbell and some of the other models and some of the really like, I want to say classy but also extravagant, like high-end luxury bra and panty sets that they used to do, like the diamond studded bras and things like that. However, you know, the body image that they would portray with those extra skinny, lean, thin, no boobies, no hips, no booty women, I always felt like that never really spoke to me, to be honest with you. And shopping at Victoria's Secret's off and on has been a challenge, as a woman who has ample bust line. So my bra size is anywhere from a 32 to a 34. D, double D, and triple D, depending on where my weight is at the time. So if I'm, 20 pounds thicker, it's going to be the triple Ds. If it's, if I lose some weight and get really in shape, it's going to be like a D or a double D, right? So as a bigger breast woman, I felt like they never catered to me, really. I was kind of struggling to find bras that fit, that really gave the support and the separation, etc., that I needed. So that was like my first thing where I was kind of like, okay, Victoria's Secrets. And then I also felt that their price point was like a little bit ridiculous on, they do a lot of sales. And so that kind of made up for it. But for the quality of their bras, I always felt that they were just a little bit like ridiculous with some of their price points at certain times for the bras, because they didn't wear well. Like if you wash them too many times, they lose their shape. They stretch out. Even the girls would tell me sometimes, oh, buy your back size just a little smaller because it's going to stretch eventually. And I'm like, so what? I got to be uncomfortable for like a month and a half of wearing this bra before it stretched to actually fit me? Like, that doesn't sound like like it's good. And I did take their advice one time. Those girls that are measuring you, they don't know what they're talking about. I took their advice. I bought the bra, the size smaller, was so friggin' uncomfortable. Back was hurting. And I just was like, you know what? I'm going back. I went back and I got the bigger size and I felt great. I'm like, what in the world are they teaching these women? Anyway, so that's a side note. But I went and I watched the video, a couple clips with Normani, with I think it was Bella Hadid, and the fashion show just became an art. Like you could see the musical background of Rihanna with the dance and everything. And I'm a huge fan of dance theater, not musical theater, but dance theater, like Alvin Ailey and things like that. Like my dad used to take us to go see that, me and my girlfriends when we were young, to go see Alvin Ailey, like every time they came to the Kennedy Center in DC. So I have a real love for that. And then I love how she has them like crumping and everything. And then she's got the big girls in there. She's got the middle-sized girls, the light, the dark skin, the white girls, but it's all very exotic and ethnic. And there's so much to see in the colors. And I mean, it's just explosive to me. But let me get to the realness, okay, of why me, Deena Jacobs, your Mindset Evolutionary, is celebrating this win for Miss Rihanna and her brand, Savage X Fenty. Now, you know that I love my sisters. And I am a Black woman. I happen to be a descendant of American slavery. So I'm not from the Caribbean or anything like that, right? But I do connect with her on just being a Black woman, right, in this world and everything that is great and amazing about us. And I love how she has elevated that. You know what I'm saying? I love how she put Normani out there. I love how she put all the shades of the sisters and all the sizes and really made it like culturally focused on us, even though she does have, a few white girls in there, some Latinas, probably an Asian woman was in there somewhere. I only watched clips. The focus was on us. You could tell it was from our perspective. It was from a perspective and the lens of a Black woman. So that's one of the big things that I'm celebrating here, because her business model, as seen through her perspective, it helped her win, because it gave us an opportunity to see ourselves. And we love bright colors against our skin. Like today I'm wearing red against my dark skin and it looks amazing, right? And so I love that about what Rihanna has done, is she took a little bit of that Caribbean influence. They like the neon, they like the bright colors. And also a lot of times Black women in general, we look great in those type of colors. They don't look as flattering. They can look good on, paler skin, but they don't look as flattering. So I love what Rihanna has done here by highlighting us. The majority of the women that I saw dancing and prancing and strutting on the catwalk were of darker shades. So kudos to Riri, Mindset Evolutionary, shifting and changing the game. She saw a need, she saw a deficiency and something that was lacking in representation, and she did it. She fulfilled that need for us in a amazing and groundbreaking way. The second and most important reason why I am celebrating this is because it is the death of Victoria's Secrets, who uses prison labor. That's right, people. Victoria's Secret's clothes are made using prison labor. Prison labor. This was first brought to my attention when I saw the documentary of 13th. Okay, so let's get into that. I saw the documentary of 13th for the first time. I want to say, when did it come out? Was it I want to say 2016, 2017. Again, do not quote me on this, but again, I put a link in this in the about section of this video, the information section, and you can see that there was an article written, and it's titled "Your Valentine Made in Prison," and it's published on the International Labor Rights Forum website, and it is written by Beth Schwartzapfel. Beth Schwartzapfel. I can't even say that name. I apologize to Beth. But girl, thanks for writing this article. So it says, with Valentine's Day approaching, perhaps you're planning a trip to Victoria's Secrets. If you're a conscientious shopper, chances are you want to know about the origins of the clothes you buy, whether they're sweatshop free or fairly traded or made in the USA. One label you won't find attached to your lingerie, however, is made in the USA by prisoners. In addition to the South Carolina inmates who were hired by a subcontractor in the 1990s to stitch Victoria's Secret's lingerie, prisoners in the past 2 decades have packaged or assembled everything from Starbucks coffee beans to Shelby Cobra sports cars, Nintendo Game Boys, Microsoft mouses, and Eddie Bauer clothing. Inmates manning phone banks have taken airline reservations and even made calls on behalf of political candidates. And so we know the issue that we're having with the prison industrial complex in relation to the Black community. So that created a conflict for me immediately when I saw that. For a while, I boycotted Victoria's Secrets, and then it actually made sense to me because I always wondered, how do they do these sales? And they're always giving away these freebies, and you can get a beach towel if you spend $25 on underwear, and they were doing 10 for $25, which made the underwear like $1 or something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, how are they doing this? But, you know, I didn't ask any questions. I was just going in and taking advantage of all the sales and the freebies, right? And then when that documentary came out and they ran that long list of companies that were using prison labor, and we understand that this is a new form of slavery, or not even a new form, but, you know, a form of slave labor that they're using because of how everything is going down. That really, to me, in my mind, threw a lot of shade on Victoria's Secret. So to me, it is divine justice that a Black woman would create a company and a brand that was through the lens of Black womanhood and proudly celebrates us, that would smash Victoria's Secret's dead, that would bang, 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 bang that nail in the coffin on them, because shame, shame, shame on Victoria's Secret. This is the perfect opportunity for us to just like push Victoria's Secret to the side. We don't have to shop there anymore and not give them any more of our Black dollars. Like, thank you, Rihanna, for creating an alternative for us to spend our money, something that looks amazing, that's on the cutting edge, giving us something that's very creative, that speaks to us in the way that the models and the dancers were moving, you know, all shapes and sizes, all hair textures. I mean, I just feel so excited about this. And this is the perfect news to come out for Christmas, because we do need to be aware of the companies that are using prison labor or have used prison labor in the past, and we can make a choice. We can make a choice where to spend our dollars, and we can decide not to spend dollars with those who have engaged in present day forms of slave labor, who have partaken of the use of our people's free labor due to unjustified lockups, trumped up charges, false accusations, and overly harsh sentencing. So I'm just excited. You know what I'm saying? I love the holidays anyway. I wore my red because Christmas is coming up. But if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share to flynubianqueen.com. Also, Fly Nubian Queen on Facebook, on YouTube. Please give us the thumbs up. Please like and share this. Now, let me get into the comments. I got 26 comments here. Let me see what you guys are saying. David Franklin says, power to the black man. All right, but you know, we talking about a black woman right now, so obviously power to the black man, but power to this black woman, Rihanna, and her Savage Fenty line. Carolyn Jack, that's awesome. I love it. Pluton says melanin code. Hey, you know, yes, this is very on code. If we drop Victoria's Secrets right now and head on over to Savage Fenty, I'm definitely going to check them out. I'm a little bit, I like to try my lingerie on because I have a shape that is a little bit unusual in that I'm, you know, I have a lot of breasts, I have a small waist, and I have wide hips. So I'm, you know, things don't always fit me off the rack. But it does give me hope that Rihanna is making things for different body shapes and different body sizes, that I may be able to buy things online and not have to return it a bunch of times, because that's the only thing. I wish there was like a shop somewhere near me. I know she does pop-ups from time to time, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look online and see where her next pop-up is going to be, and I'm going to show up there and I'm going to try on the stuff so that I can know what sizes fit me the best and what styles fit me the best. I'm so excited about this, right? This is really exciting. David Franklin says the richest woman in music. Lola Mogg says black rocks. Rihanna is setting the pace. So aren't we just proud of her? I mean, think back to what Rihanna has been through. And this is something I want to point out to the ladies out there. You know, I always talk about, you know, evolving your mindset and evolving your spirit and really getting into who are you and setting the vision for yourself and looking at how you can move yourself forward. I would definitely say Rihanna is a mindset evolutionary in how she has shifted her life. Like, she went from being, you know, a pop star, everyone loved her, came out with Jay-Z. There were rumors about her and Jay-Z. As far as we know, they turned out not to be true, as far as we know. Now, there's still, you know, people still have their beliefs, etc. Then she went through having that, you know, really cute romance with, you know, Chris Brown, and then getting assaulted and finding out that she was in an abusive relationship, which did throw a lot of shade on her for a minute. And you could tell that she was going through stuff. She was talking about she still loved him, like I think a year or 2 years later, and still kind of wanted to be with him in her Oprah interview. And people were like, oh, is Riri going to be okay? You know? And then boom, she gets back on the charts, killing it every single time, switching up her styles, you know, switching up her image, and just not allowing any of the stuff to get to her. I mean, even I made videos about Riri's love life back in the day under Deena Jacobs Rants, and I just talked so much trash about Riri during those times. And it's like, I have to say, well, look, I stand corrected. Look at Riri. She has risen from the ashes like a phoenix, you know, and she is like dating a billionaire now, and she's got her clothing line. I mean, I am really here for it. I love to see us win. So this holiday season, let's make a pact. What do you guys think? Let's support Rihanna and just say bye to Victoria's Secrets like forever. Like, there's no need to ever go back there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can get some Savage Fenty stuff on Amazon. Let's see real quick, just for the sake of argument. Yep, I see a couple things on there. So, I mean, guys, there really is no excuse to not shop black right about now, okay? So let's see. Let's keep going. Let me read some more. Carlene Robinson says, exactly. Barbara Johnson says, Savage X Fenty did exactly what Victoria's Secrets refused to do. Yes. Remember when the only black woman we could see there was Naomi? Maybe the other lady, I think her name is Leela Kibede or something like that. She was one that they would have quite a bit, but it was always only like her, maybe Tyra. It was rare you would see them on stage together. Like, yes, they did have sometimes them do the shows together, but I think that was later on. So, and then all those emaciated, like stick thin. That's not the average woman. And so, yeah, I get the fantasy aspect of what, there was a quote that, let me see if I can pull that up really quick from the Forbes article. Give me a second and keep putting your comments in. If you haven't, please like, subscribe, and share. Okay, fashion faux pas. Now, this is from the article Rihanna Killed Victoria's Secret's Fashion Show Business by Corey Hale. I told you guys this is in Forbes. So in the section Fashion Faux Pas, she says, the former CMO of Victoria's Secret's Ed Rezek told Vogue last year, the show is a fantasy and essentially people don't have any interest in a TV special for plus sizes. With this type of corporate thinking, one can easily show how Rihanna's brand put a nail in Victoria's Secret's fashion show coffin. Okay, y'all, now let's talk real quick, okay? Now, I don't know where Ed is coming from on this because let's keep it 100% real right now with this conversation. If you type in BBW porn, you are going to find so much porn with big, beautiful women, plus size women, big boobies, big hips. I mean, fetish size. Some of them are normal. Some of them are, you know what I'm saying? But they're BBWs. You are going to see sections and rows and all kinds of categories of porn directed towards men who are interested in big women. So I don't get where Ed is coming from talking about there's no fantasy, no fantasizing about big women. I mean, what is he talking about? Just because it may not be his fantasy, I think this may be a case of, narrow-sighted. He can only see what he's interested in. And so because he's only interested in skinny, thin, blonde, tall, boy body, flat-chested women, he thinks that the rest of the world is only interested in that. Well, Ed, darling, that's why your business is losing. Because if you listen to Drake, he would have told you to put you up on game, Ed, but you probably don't listen to Drake. But anyway, I think this is awesome. And I'm so happy that, it's coming from a Black woman, because I think women understand that, we want to be sexy. We want to feel sexy. I want to feel sexy under my clothes. I love wearing lace and stuff and all that, silk under my clothes, right? But if it's uncomfortable, that's the other thing. Like, a lot of Victoria's Secret stuff to me was a bit uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. It stretched out so easily. And you knew it had to be getting, made and designed by men, because they just had no idea how this stuff was going to fit and feel on us. You know what I'm saying? So later for you, Ed, you missed it. Apparently, you don't watch any kind of porn at all. Apparently, you don't even look at any commercials nowadays, because everybody is celebrating the uniqueness of people's individual and unique beauty. So how out of touch is he? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a blow to supremacist business models, if you ask me. This is a blow to supremacist business models. And I also want to point this out to my ladies who watch me regularly. If you haven't seen me before, please join me tonight. I will be going live again at 7 p.m. Pacific time and Eastern time at 10 p.m. every Sunday. You can join me, Deena Jacobs Live, and I talk about things pertaining to mind and spirit evolution with Black women. I focus in on talking about Black women. I focus in on things that we can do to maintain our mental and our spiritual health, how we can heal ourselves. I talk about getting over the lie of Black inferiority, shifting our mindsets, and really owning who we are. I guide Black women to freedom from negative conditioning. So you can check me out on Sunday nights. That's my little shameless plug right here on FlyNubianQueen.com, Fly Nubian Queen on Facebook, Fly Nubian Queen on YouTube. We also have a podcast. Continue to like, continue to subscribe, and continue to share. Let's see, this has been going for about 24 minutes. I think I'm going to wrap it up, but I want to get into some more of your comments. Are you ladies and gentlemen celebrating this with me? Are you celebrating this with me? I'm giving thanks after Thanksgiving Day for my girl Riri pulling this off and representing for us queens, right? I would say if you guys can go to Riri right now, you can just support her and say, girl, you did it. And also Corey, who wrote the article, thank you for bringing this to our attention, sis. We got some really phenomenal Black women out here. We should never feel inferior or feel like we can't accomplish something simply because we're Black women. This demonstrates that. This demonstrates that we can do whatever it is we put our minds to. There was a point in time when Rihanna was a nobody, just a girl in Shantytown. I don't know if she came from Shantytown, but you know, don't mess up my good story. There was Rihanna, who was a girl, a young girl who had a dream in the Caribbean, right? I think she's from, is she from Trinidad and Tobago or Barbados? I can't remember. You guys put it in there. But this was a young girl who had a dream. She didn't know what she was going to be. She just had a dream, and she had something in her heart, and she believed in herself. She believed that she could be one of the biggest pop stars in the world, also be a business mogul with makeup, with lingerie. Let's look at this. We can buy Black this holiday season when it comes to two of the biggest areas that women spend money in, and that is their underwear, their lingerie, and their makeup and beauty supplies. You know, I have some brands that I've been supporting, and you know what? I'm going to look into Fenty. Like, this has pushed me forward. It's also opened up my mind. Let this be an inspiration to you that supremacist models are not unbreakable. They're not invincible. And it's up to us to rid ourselves of the lie and the deep-seated self-defeatist attitudes that tell us that we can't be anything because these models are in place. These supremacist models are in place. We can break free of that. We can break through that. And I think Riri has really shown us this. She's given us a great example to see that the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit, ladies. We just have to believe that it can be true for us. It is true inside of us. Everything that has ever been created started as a thought, as an idea. She had a thought, she had an idea of who she wanted to be. And even though she went through hard times with Chris Brown and her image around that, you know, they've said so many bad things about Rihanna, but I want to show you how she flipped the game on people. Rihanna was known, I think it was FHM magazine or Maxim. They called her like the queen of FUCK. Like, because she would do all those sexual videos, and you know, Rihanna's music can get kind of a little racy at times, right? It can get a little X-rated sometimes, right? So they called her that and basically equated her to SLUT, right? That was her image. Think how amazing she is to take that, and instead of like shrinking down and feeling ashamed about it, she flips that into a lingerie line. I mean, like, it's brilliant. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying that you can break free, that we do not have to feel inferior, that we do not have to feed into the double negative attitude of, well, I'm Black and a woman, they ain't gonna never let me do nothing. No, ladies, use this as an example of how to take negative things that are put upon us, right? We're considered to be hypersexual, etc. That's how you exploit a stereotype. Rihanna has given us the blueprint on how to exploit a stereotype to your own advantage. Can you imagine that? Taking someone else's stereotypical imagery of you and flipping that and reversing it and doing what you need to do to make it into a win for you as a Black woman. This is something we should study and learn from, right? Now she's got a little billionaire boyfriend. She got a little million dollar business, and she's still a fashion and music icon who will go down in history, a living legend. Rihanna. What? More comments, okay? So let's go to Denisha says, Victoria's Secret has always been overrated. Yes, queen. Lenora Taylor says, clothes for women who are shaped like a stick. Absolutely, right? No hips, no booty, no, and they always were big on the push-up bra. Remember that? And the one where they had all the padding in it, so it like make it look like you had some boobies when you really didn't. It's like, well, what about us who already got boobies? We need bras too, you know? Denisha Butler says, agreed, sis. Voluptuous is the word you're looking for. Yes, a voluptuous woman, right? Thank you, Riri, for repping for the voluptuous sisters out here. This is really about us. You can see that. You can see that she's repping for who she is as a Black woman by the amount of melanated women that she had featured in her ads, in her videos, and ultimately in her fashion show. Peggy Jane Franklin says, they bars are raggy. Oh, their bras are raggy. Walmart bras are better versus bras $60. Bras fall apart. They need to quit selling bras as far as I'm concerned. Well, Peggy, my darling, now we have Savage X Fenty by Rihanna. We can buy black, Peggy. We do not have to buy their little raggedy Victoria's Secret bras or their pink anymore. Yes. Lobby Debbie says, hearts and love. Right back at you, Lobby. Lobby Debbie says, greetings from your Black sister from South America. Yes, hey Queen, I'm so glad you're here. Please join me later on tonight at 7 p.m. I'm thinking we might talk a little bit more about this. I was going to talk on transcendental meditation because I just started transcendental meditation. Why don't you guys let me know if you're interested in that, or if you want me to kind of talk a little bit more about this Riri situation and kind of equate that to how the everyday Black woman can take lessons. I might come up with like 10 lessons we can take. So let's see. Riri gets us celebrating the strong sister. Absolutely. Edwige Joe says. Carlene Robinson says, wow. Sheena says, what? Lobby Debbie says, hey. Being Ngo Baling Duport says, good evening from France, Queen. Hey, got my French sisters in here. I love it. Lorraine Chambers says, good afternoon from Trinidad. What's up, Trinidadian? Yay. I'm so glad to see my international sisters. We can celebrate this around the world, can't we, sisters? Let's buy black. Let's use our dollars to support us and support a woman who has gone out here and given us an alternative. Because a lot of times we complain and say, well, I want to buy black, but I can't, where are the quality alternatives? Boom, Rihanna. We should all buy our makeup from Savage Fenty. Let's go to Sephora. Let's go where Savage is. Let's take us some little field trips and let's go in there and let those ladies in Sephora show us the new line, the new makeup and how to use it. Because I know some of us have makeup we've been using, we're used to, and we just need to be introduced to something new, right? So let's do that. Let's make that a goal. Let's do that. And then we can just say, you know what? Bye later for those supremacist business models. Okay, I'm done with that, So Linda says, give thanks for life, love, always. Thank you, Linda Richards. TJ says, happy Independence Day, Barbados. Hey, is that true? Happy Independence Day. Michelle Hayes says, awesome job, Riri. Elawari LG says, what about those who look forward to that work and the pennies it pays? It gives them something to do every day. Better to make sure they get paid at least minimum wage. That's the point, isn't it? But we all know that this is a new form of slavery, El Larwi. You're making an excellent point. But if we have people being put in prison unfairly, unjustly, and under very suspicious means, and we understand that they had targeted our community, just simply getting paid minimum wage while they're in captivity is, in my estimation, in my opinion, is not going to balance things out. I would prefer if companies didn't use prison labor at all. And then that way we could keep them honest, because I bet they wouldn't be so willing to lock people up if they weren't making all those corporate dollars, because you best believe the owners of those prison complexes are not getting paid pennies. You see my point, Elari? So you're entitled to your opinion, and your opinion is absolutely welcomed here. I just wanted to give you my take on it. So Carly Robinson, Sonora, Carly Robinson, India Lewis, Danica Hines says, right. Michelle Hayes says, yes. Barbara Johnson says Barbados. Is that where Riri's from? Barbados? I think that's what she's saying when I was talking about that earlier. Carlene Robinson says, yes, yes, we can. Caribbean Girl Magic. How about Black Girl Magic so we can all celebrate in it together? What do you think, Sasha Schillingford? Are you down for that? Black Girl Magic so we can all celebrate it together? We know she's Caribbean, but we as Black women around the world, we want to celebrate for Ms. Riri. Yes, Queen, yes. Renee Mikaz says, hello. Gigi Ya Dodson, Rihanna line of lingerie is called Savage by Rihanna. I love how she called it Savage too, because that was the whole thing of that article where they were like, oh, she's the definition of the word F-U-C-K, and she's so hot, and you could just ravage her. And, you know, these are white guys writing this, right? So, you know, they are like feeding into their little fetish fantasies while they're writing it. And she was like, oh, really? Oh, really? How can I flip this and reverse it and make some coins? And, you know, and she did it. She did it. That's how, ladies, you take a negative stereotype and you free your mind from Black inferiority and understand that you can rise above that. That is their weakness. Their racism is their weakness. It's their weakness. So if we capitalize on it, we can use this as an example of how to flip it, and then boom, she body slammed those guys. Or what can we say that would be a little bit more feminine? She put on her highest stilettos and walked all over them. Right, in her savage lingerie and her savage beat face. You know what I'm saying? All she needs to do now is come out with some hair, so us sisters can support her with the hair and some hair care products, and we are completely covered, right, ladies? Lobby is celebrating. Lobby Debbie is celebrating like crazy on here. Let's see if we can get down to some more comments. Hello from Buffalo, from Keandra Twiggs Legacy Kearney. Gigi Ya Dotson says, buy Black. Absolutely. Renee Mikaz says, you buy her lingerie? Okay, put some comments in there. How does it fit? I want to know, is this good lingerie or not? Fenty, okay. Philadelphia, PA, I know I'd love to check out her cosmetics and lingerie line. Let's do it, Keandra Twiggs Legacy. Let's do it. Billions of dollars each year in the penal system. Absolutely. We're not getting that money. So, ladies, put in there right now before we wrap this up. Let's talk about this. So, is this lingerie any good? Is it, I got some flyaways and I'm distracted. Is this lingerie any good? Has anyone tried it? I want to hear from some plus sisters. I want to hear from some thin sisters and some medium-sized sisters. And definitely for me, I would love to hear, is it any good for the sisters in the double Ds and the triple Ds and the Ds category? What do you have to say? Hello from Tulsa, says Laura Williams. Hey, Laura. Come on, let's, what do you have to say? Has anybody tried it? Because I have not tried it yet. I'm going to look for a pop-up. And let me see if I can find that Maxim article that they wrote about Rihanna. Let me see if I can find it. I'm looking. I don't know if I can find the exact quote, but she's been in Maxim a few times where she was talking about having a deep vagina, y'all. Ain't that something? I mean, this woman is very, very smart. She knows she's hypersexualized. She plays upon that in her music. She uses it. Some people don't appreciate that, but I can appreciate what she has done here. This is how we use it against them. This is how we can take a little bit of thought culture, right, and flip it and reverse it. Regardless of how you feel about thought culture, if you guys can agree that she was able to take it and flip it and reverse it into a sustainable business model that not only benefits her, but gives us an opportunity to be able to steer our dollars away from suppressive business models and towards Black business models and community, you know, that builds entrepreneurs within our community that are doing what they can to represent us and create products that are designed for us with our unique needs in mind. So let me see if anybody has tried Savage Fenty here. Kianga Twigs Legacy Kearney says, so now having had the chance to read the article, so am I reading it right when you say when reading it right, you can purchase on Amazon? I did a quick little search of Savage and it pulled up and said Savage X on Amazon. So I'm not sure if that was the lingerie or the makeup, but some of her brands are on Amazon. So you can check that. And then Sister Lisa says, can we support anyway? Absolutely. They said, Renee Mikaz, thank you for checking in, Renee. She says, yes, her lingerie works. I'm a 44D. Is it comfy? Is it comfy or is it cutting into my ribs? I'm gonna try it. I'm really excited about this. Rihanna perfume set is Rebel Floor. I've heard good things about her perfume. Yes, I've heard really good things. I might say she outdone Beyonce on this, because remember when Beyonce came out with House of Darion, and you know, honestly, nobody was really feeling, you know, that fashion line. But with this, people were feeling it right away. I think the marketing was smart. Social media, the way she did everything on social media, like I couldn't ignore it, even though I didn't buy her stuff at the time. I saw it everywhere. It's always popping up, you know, so her marketing is amazing. She's Jamaican, very sensual. We are sensual. Gigi Ya Dodson says, Marcia, Teresa Johnson, Ogar, Big Whore, bras are great from a Triple D. Very quality. All right. Well, that's the category I'm leaning into right now, Marcia. So I appreciate that. I'm going to check it out. Sister Lisa says, I thought she was from Barbados. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure she's not Jamaican, even though she does give Caribbean vibes. I don't think she's Jamaican at all. I think she's Barbadian. Anyway, I want to say thank you, ladies, for joining me, and gentlemen, to talk about Rihanna killed Victoria's Secret's fashion show business. Please check out the links there. You can read both of the articles. One is about Rihanna killing Victoria's Secret. The other one is about your Valentine's, basically talking about Victoria's Secret's being made in prison, and how that we all know when we saw 13th, how Victoria's Secret was named in there, and how they're using prison labor to basically make money for big business and big industry in the United States. So we want to move away from that, obviously, for very obvious reasons, and this is an alternative for us. And so if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share this video with others who might enjoy celebrating with us. Me, Deena Jacobs, celebrating with Rihanna, and all you queens out there. Please join us here live. Join me live, Deena Jacobs, on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and join me on Sunday nights for those on the East Coast at 10 p.m. East Coast time, where I guide Black women to freedom from negative conditioning with my live stream called Deena Jacobs Live Mindset Evolutionary. We talk about how to get over we talk about how to get out of the mindset and break free of Black inferiority complex, how to get past thoughts of being a double negative, and how to just like free your mind, your spirit from all the like negative energy that get put upon us like daily as Black women. So it's a place where we can also celebrate our greatness. So hopefully I'll see you guys a little bit later tonight. Thanks again for joining me, Deena Jacobs, here on Fly Nubian Queen. Love you guys so much. This has made my day. I'm going to be in a great mood for the rest of the week. I hope you will too. Bye.